Welcome to Talking Jets. My name's Ryan, and I'll be your pilot tonight. I'm joined alongside my co-pilot, Mr. Dom C. Dom, how you doing tonight?
What's up, Ryan? How are you, man? I'm good.
Dude, hanging in there. I'm excited to get into this one with you. We're talking a mock off-season. We're going to go soup to nuts from the cuts, the trades, the free agency, the draft, and we'll work our way through it. We've got a poll question in the chat right now. You guys could vote on that. Derek Carr for a day 3 pick. Who should we go for? Who should the Jets go at quarterback with? Derek Carr, day 3 capital to do that. Tua, if he's cut on the vet minimum contract. Kyler Murray and a 6th round pick for a 4th round pick. Or Stroud for 2 firsts. You guys could vote on that while we kind of start going through this. And yeah, we'll get our thoughts. Dom, anything you want to kind of talk about prior to us hopping into this?
Yeah, I think we had the kind of conversation in the green room prior to coming here. It's like, you try to think what would, how far, down the pecking order will Aaron Glenn go to kind of, be serviceable enough to have a team that's serviceable enough to save his job. It's so hard to think. Like, I've been pretty adamant. Like, I think, my first and foremost choice would be Malik Willis. After that, I think I like Tanner McKee the best. I'm warming up to the idea of Spencer Rattler. I think that would be a fun bridge. I don't think he's the future, but at least he's young. You have a young quarterback in the room. And some of these other, veterans really don't do it for me. But, if I'm being honest, it's probably the route that they're going to go, unfortunately. So it just, how much is too much?
Yeah, I'm in the same kind of boat because I would rather not spend a crazy ton of money on the quarterback position. I want to give us like an opportunity. You mentioned Tanner McKee. I know a lot of people like Brissett. As I start working my way through what I call the QB skank ladder and we work our way down, are the Jets going to be the favorites for Malik Willis? Are we going to be able to overpay him enough for him to come here? I was like, oh, I don't know if that's really the case. Like, I could see him following Matt LaFleur's brother to Arizona and being the quarterback there. I could see Brissett staying as the bridge there and him not being available. Kirk Cousins already turned us down on a fully guaranteed deal a bunch of years ago. Is this team more desirable now, for seemingly less money? Like, I don't necessarily see that. And and then with some of the younger guys that you mentioned, either a Rattler or a McKee, are those guys enough to, I guess, make Muji and Glenn feel comfortable that they might be winning some games this year? And I err on the side of like, I like the upside and I'm fine with us losing because I don't mind drafting a quarterback high next year, but I don't know if someone's going to risk their career on it. So the poll questions we put in there seem to be the most, I guess the best veteran quarterbacks you could kind of realistically get. Carr has said really nice things about Glenn and Garrett and the fans, although he's also said that he'd come out of retirement.
Only coming out for a Super Bowl push, this, that, and other thing.
But I'll tell you, this is spin zone time because Derek Carr could totally come out and say, well, the Jets with $100 million in salary cap space and a bunch of draft picks, I believe in this team could get to a Super Bowl. And then that's the spin zone they throw on it. I think the team can sell it to Brees and Garrett because he's been in the building before. As far as like a bridge quarterback goes for like a veteran leader for a young quarterback, I think we could do a lot worse than Derek Carr. I wouldn't have high expectations of him performing well. I mean, as far as like all these, like I don't see Kyler or Tua as really like bridge quarterbacks. I think those are swings at hopefully franchise guys that aren't going to be developing a young quarterback. Stroud is definitely not, a bridge. That would be you're moving forward with a quarterback.
Yeah, Stroud is not a bridge. I'd argue that maybe Tua is, because if you're signing him for 1 year, kind of vet minimum deal because he's still getting the bag from Miami, then absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
you got nothing long term committed. Kyler, Stroud, different stories.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think with Tua, you're looking at maybe. I guess I should say he's a bridge, but hopefully could be, I guess, more than that. I think with Tua, you may not necessarily be drafting a quarterback. But I don't know. I mean, you got plenty of cap space. You got plenty of draft picks. You could really do a whole bunch here. I want to go
Yeah.
over to our. If you guys haven't seen this, Stick to the Model is a new website that we've kind of come across in the Twitterverse, and I guess it walks you through the whole off-season cuts and everything like that. So we're gonna give it a go, see how it. This is kind of on the fly, so forgive us if there's some clunkiness along the way. But some cap management is where we're going to start. Then it takes us through trades, free agency, the draft, and then I guess it'll summarize everything. You can see our cap space at the top there. 83.3 is what it's starting us out at. Spot Track and Over the Cap both have us right around 79 million. So this number's, pretty close. I think it's comfortable to be within that margin of error. So Dom, as far as cuts go, any players off the top of your head that you think we should move on from? I think most fans might be thinking maybe Justin Fields is the one that pops into people's heads.
Well, I mean, Justin Fields is probably the most obvious. I think that there might be some others, and again, I'm just spitballing here because I haven't really played around all that much. Now, this doesn't have.
We could play with the Over the Cap one too to find the cuts we want to do as well if we want to like kind of bounce back and forth between the two of them.
Yeah. So let me pull up the Jets on the Over the Cap one. Hang on.
Let's designate Fields a post-June 1st cut. That's going to get us 10 million more bucks.
Yep.
That'll be 89 million that we're playing with per Over the Cap. I think this other one gave us like a funky number. It actually gave us like a little bit more than I think it should. Justin Fields, if he's cut. Source is Over the Cap. It says it's giving us $20 million in cap savings in 2026, which I don't think is real. I don't think that's actually how that's supposed to work. But we will.
Yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we'll cut it and we'll see how that goes. Other guys that could be cut.
The other guy, I think Mozzie Smith is a pretty easy cut candidate. Yeah.
Where is?
Actually, you know what? Let me hold that thought because I don't know if he frees up any cap savings.
He doesn't. He's a zero cap savings, and it just gives us dead money. So I think at the very least you kind of bring him in for competition, and then.
Yeah, you got the guys that are like the bottom of the barrel guys here, like these, the Christopher Smiths, the Kingsley Jonathans of the world, where, you can make up a quick $1 million, nothing's guaranteed. Trey Brown, nothing's guaranteed.
I feel like Irv Charles might be a $1 million cut at this point. I feel like we've got some special teams guys that could be
absolutely. Irv Charles might be a $1 million cut. If you look at the bottom of this roster, man, it is bad.
Yeah, it counts the top 51, and literally anyone can be cut from like, God, it looks like it's probably 35 on down. It's ugly.
You could pick up. Listen, you could easily cut 10 of these guys and pick up another 10 million, no problem.
So the top 51 is what counts against our salary cap. So realistically, we should be bringing in some more guys that'll push some of these contracts below that threshold. So he might be all right. Let's call it Irv Charles and Justin Fields as like our two. I think
that works. That works. The only other one, and I wouldn't suggest cutting him. I would actually suggest
restructuring.
Restructuring is Harrison Phillips.
I agree.
I'd like to keep him for a little bit longer.
Let's see what can we? I guess it would be a restructure, renegotiate, submit. What does it do?
No, it would be an extension, I think.
Yeah, it didn't give me the option. It only gave me the extend or renegotiate. Let's call it. We'll extend. Give him an extra year, and we'll just split the difference. Let's call it. $4 million for this year, and we'll call it $3 million. 3.5 for the next year. Boom, and let's see if that's something we can do over here. Harrison Phillips. Restructure, extend. Okay, 2 years, Call an extend and restructure. Saves $1 million. Jeez, I don't want to give him that much money. That seems like a lot. New money?
How
Sorry,
much?
dude. We're not giving you new money, I guess. Call it 5. Why not? See what that does. 1 extra year. We're cooking with $107 million.
Yeah, that's plenty.
Matthew comes in the chat, says, I haven't heard anyone say this crazy take yet, but would Glenn want to keep Fields with the new offensive staff? I don't want that, but is that a possibility we should worry about? I can't see any way Glenn's keeping Fields at this point. I think the way Woody talked about Fields kind of implies he's out the door. Think any shot we keep him?
I don't, but it's funny you said that because I did see a clip today. What's this girl's name? I can't. Danielle McCartan from WFAN. And that's what her whole spiel was. Danielle McCartan. Her whole spiel today was that the quarterback of the future for the Jets is already on the roster. It's Justin Fields. They're not going to be able to get anybody else. The juice ain't going to be worth the squeeze. If they're going to lose, they might as well, save money doing it, blah, blah, blah.
I mean, I'll admit, as a fan, I like that approach. I can't see any way Glenn is gonna sign on for that. I think we're gonna wind up overpaying one of these bets. It's sort of where my head ultimately lands on this. Cap management. Okay, so now let's move on to, I guess, would free agency maybe fall under our own guys? Let's see if, I guess we could probably do Brees. So I think we can do our own free agents in here, right? So I want to franchise tag Brees. I would like to do that. What are your thoughts on Brees?
I would absolutely do the same.
All right. So that's an easy
Especially
one.
with $104 million. It's a non-issue. You're going to make all, this probably doesn't even take into account the kick up that you're going to get once the new salary cap comes out that you're not accounting for. So
yeah. Other free agents
of our own
want to retain. Yeah, just let's do our own first.
Yeah. So, well, I'll tell you the ones I don't want to retain. I don't want to retain Tony Adams. It's been real. Michael Clemens. It's been real.
So the ones on the side. So Quincy Williams.
Oh wait, I can't see that, Ryan.
Sorry, I know it's kind of small. Over the cap has a little thing on the side for.
Oh yeah, I'll pull it up. Hang on. I got over the cap up. Let me do that.
While you pull that up, I'm just gonna go to the chat real quick. Paige wants to see Mitch Trubisky. I wouldn't hate that as a backup option. Bourne says, "What if Houston keeps CJ and would Davis Mills be worth taking a shot at?" I guess it depends on the value, right? What are you gonna have to give up for him? And do Glenn and Muji think that's enough to do it? I feel like if you're trading for Mills, they may opt for a more proven commodity in a Kyler or a Tua or a Derek Carr, that kind of stuff. But we'll see.
So I can't figure out where you're seeing that or where you're getting that from, Ryan.
So go to Teams Jets Calculator.
Teams Jets Calculator. Okay, now I got it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So starting at the top, I don't think I think the Quincy Williams show has kind of run its course here in New Jersey. I'd probably move on from him. I have no interest in bringing back Cisco. Simpson, I'm going to hold off on. Simpson and Veritug, I think it's a conversation.
Yep.
If you want to tell me Okorafor, he didn't see the field. If you want to tell me just to bring him back as depth, that's fine. I'd be completely fine with that. Same thing with Kalen Saunders, and I'd say that's probably it.
Yeah, I don't think there's anyone I really want to keep. I mean, restricted free agent wise, Mechie.
Well, you have the
3.5. I think that's
too. No, I think it's probably too much for Mechie personally.
So?
But I wouldn't. Yeah,
okay.
I wouldn't be completely against it. I don't know. I just think Mechie's skill set you can find with the draft pick later on. But
I guess my thought process
Oh,
with
you
him
know
was
what? Actually,
maybe
Cam Jones. Cam Jones. I think he's restricted, right?
he is.
He's a guy. He's a guy I would bring back.
On the restricted free agent tender, the 3.5.
Yes,
We'll
I would
do
spend the
that.
money on him instead of Mechie.
And then
he
Juwan
not only
Briggs
does he
exclusive
not
rights.
on-
That's just $1 million.
yeah, absolutely. And even Hendon Hooker, right? The exclusive rights. What's that?
Do you get more than one exclusive rights free agent tag? That would be a $1 million tag. I don't know if you get more.
Oh, so you only get if you only get one, it's obviously Briggs.
I mean, it lets me do it. Let me see if I could do like franchise tags or something stupid and see what that does. See if it'll let me do it. Yeah, I guess technically it's letting me franchise more than one. So let's assume it's one just for the sake of argument.
Yeah. Then
I would like to bring back Max Mitchell. I don't think it's going to cost a lot. I think he's a fine swing tackle that's got guard flexibility.
Yeah, I'd be fine with bringing back both of the swing tackles, to be honest with you, 𝐂𝐟𝐟 and Max Mitchell, just because it's just other positions that you don't have to necessarily, like worry about all that much. You know, you have some backup. You need backup depth on the offensive line. At least you have some guys in here that if they have to play, they're not complete, nimrods. Not to say Max Mitchell isn't, he's not God's gift to offensive tackles, but, if you need him to play, he can hop on either side. He can even play some guard reps for you. So, yeah, I'd be fine with bringing back Mitchell, 𝐂𝐟𝐹. Like I said, I think Cam Jones should be back. I think he's a special team stalwart, and he's depth at that linebacker position, can play all three linebacker spots too. And that's it.
Like...
Then you have to have the discussion about the guard, right? Simpson or Vera Tucker.
I'm gonna say
or none.
Let's play with over the cap as far as like the salary cap side of things goes, because it's not letting me do any of the tags on that other one.
Okay. We can just do it. We can just do it on here. That's fine. No problem.
Yeah, we'll have some fun with it. We already did. We said Breece Hall's getting the franchise tag.
Yep.
What do you think Max Mitchell's worth on a contract?
Hang on. Let's see.
I think I had him. What did I have him? What did I give him for us? I did 2 years, $4 million. So like $2 million. I don't know if that's too low.
Yeah, it's probably a little low. I'd probably, maybe you do 2 for 5, 2 for 5.5, something like that.
So let's do this. I'm not going to structure the contracts anything crazy. We're just going to call it even across the board each year, as opposed to like escalating as years go.
Yeah.
What was the other one? Saunders?
Jalen Saunders.
Not Jalen.
Kalen Saunders, excuse me. Big old.
Right. What's your thought
and
process?
I'd probably give him, he's 1 year, $4 or $5 million.
Call it 4.5. Split the difference. Boom.
And then
did we have another one?
𝐂𝐟𝐹?
You want to bring back?
Did we have 𝐂𝐟𝐹? Yeah, I'd bring back 𝐂𝐟𝐹. He got the vet minimum last year, didn't play, so that was 1.197. If you want to call it 1 for 2.
I think I'm good with that. 1 for 2. We've got and then I think that brings us back to
Juwan Briggs.
We added Briggs already. Briggs is in there.
Okay.
Do you want to bring back Nwangwu? Or are we good with like, I think Pritchett's on this team somewhere.
I'm good without Nwangwu.
Okay.
That's fine. We'll figure it out.
Nick Folk.
We'll figure.
Any interest in him, or just we'll draft our kicker? I like it. I understand where your head's at.
I think we have to have the big discussion is how much money you have left here.
Right. We got plenty. We got $71 million. We've got AVT and John Simpson. AVT 27 years old. John Simpson 29 years old. It feels like a very you're going with like high upside AVT, but often injured. Probably a higher contract. John Simpson available. maybe a little bit more of a knucklehead in terms of penalties, probably not as high of a ceiling, but consistency across the offensive line if you keep him versus, AVT, who didn't play with the line last year.
So the question is, how much do you think a contract for AVT is? Like, what are they guessing the contract is for AVT?
Let's see if Spot Track gives us Tucker. Are they going to give us? They're not going to give me a market. Oh no, it is market value. Market value is saying 4 years, 51 million. So that's 12.8 a year for 4 years.
And the thing is, that is a steal.
I would do that. That doesn't. I feel like he should be getting more.
Yeah, I was gonna guess around 15 million. I was gonna say 3 for 45 with an out after 2.
Mm-hmm. So I'm cool with saying Vera Tucker on this contract if you want to.
4 for 13 a year, just say, make it even.
Yep, 4 for 13.
Call it 13, 26, 52. 4 for 52.
Yeah. That's a little bit more than I want to. Like, it sucks because I don't know how much you could rely on him. Like, you got to have a good backup. But if he's healthy,
well,
dude's a
we
stud.
have a draft here, my friend.
This is
we
true.
have a draft here. See now, but
and
this
you know
one
what the worst
here,
case scenario is if you draft a guard.
Wait! Don't hit anything yet.
Yep.
This one I think you have to play with a little bit because you might not want to take all $13 million all up front. Like if you add a signing bonus, just say 13.
What they give him a signing bonus on here? I don't think they attribute one.
Just say I would say 20 of it is signing bonus. So
20 of it signing bonus, which makes, what is that, 32 left to play with. So 32 divided by 4 would be 8 million a year.
Yep.
But that would be exactly like doing 13 a year anyway. Unless
I would probably do that, his base salary escalated, right?
Okay.
So if
we got 32,
make his base salary here in year 26 4, and then double it up to 8, and then double that up, and going like so on and so forth like that.
So we'll do,
however that works.
I guess it would be 12 million, right? That would be 20. Was it 20?
That's 22.
No, it's 24 total. So then we got to do like another 8. So I guess it could be like
8, 12.
Yeah, 8, 12. All right, I like that. I'm a happy camper bringing that line back. Jet Dog in here says, Dom, can you give us the prospect comparison between 𝐷𝐿 Reese and Abdul Carter? Giants 2025 draft. Are they similar?
Yeah.
Carter went 3rd pick, was super hyped before the draft.
It's a great question. And it's actually one that I was just having a discussion about with somebody today. So the thing what people don't realize about Abdul Carter, very similar to 𝐷𝐿 Reese, he was an off-ball linebacker. He started his collegiate career as an off-ball linebacker, blitzing linebacker, so on and so forth. The difference between the two is Abdul Carter's last year in college, he had already transitioned and played fully at the edge. So, if 𝐷𝐿 Reese went back to school this year and played fully, played a full season at the edge, I think they'd be comparable. You can compare the two, at what would be 𝐷𝐿 Reese's last year in college and Abdul Carter's last year in college. I'd say right now, I think that Abdul Carter, I think they're both ridiculously talented athletes. They're both, athletic through the roof. I think Abdul Carter, I think 𝐷𝐿 Reese is better run stopper. Abdul Carter right now has a more nuanced or developed or pass rush bag. I think coming into the pros, he had a much more nuanced and developed pass rush bag. I think it wasn't so much projection of what Abdul Carter could do as an edge rusher, coming from his last year at Penn State to the pros, because he did it for a full season. Has a little bit more mass, a little bit more solid. I'm not going to say he's strong. I think 𝐼𝐸 Reese is the stronger of the two. 𝐼𝐸 Reese has like ridiculous, like mutant type strength. That guy is a unit. But the big caveat, or the big litmus test, or the pink elephant, however you want to say it, is you just don't know how 𝐼𝐸 Reese is going to. Anything that you think he can do is still just going to be projection, because he's only had less than 120 snaps as a full-time defensive end, in all of college. So you just don't know how it's going to come. I think you could see how it was going to develop for Abdul Carter, and he was very good. He didn't get sacked. He didn't get a sack until almost well past halfway through the season. But he was he was a nuisance. He was in the backfield, causing havoc, pressures, that whole nine. You could tell that the upside of an NFL pass rusher is there. You hope that the upside of an NFL pass rusher is there for 𝐼𝐸 Reese. But what you do know is you're getting if the Jets were to take him, you're getting a movable chess piece who at worst is going to really affect the game very well as that blitzing linebacker, that Alex Anzalone type in Detroit, that Van Ginkel type in Minnesota. I think that's what you're getting. Do you want to draft that at 2 overall? Some say no.
So we've got $63 million. $15.8 million is going to be allocated towards our rookie pool. So as a placeholder to give us an idea of what that is, I'm just going to plug in Nick Folk on a nice little 1-year, $15.8 million deal.
Oof.
Yeah, seems goofy, but at least we can account for that rookie pool within our cap numbers as we kind of go through this.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Yeah. So we've got $48 million to play with. And the chat is saying 56% are saying Derek Carr, and we're going to give up a day 3 pick for him. So we'll make that transaction happen. I don't think it's going to cost a crazy ton. Let's see if it's going to let us do it. Derek Carr. All right. So it's not letting us get his contract over, but I would imagine we'd rip it up anyway and do a new contract. The mock I had us with him.
Who, Derek Carr?
Yeah, with Carr, I said a $36 million cap hit is what his contract is once they activate him to be able to be traded, which I think is going to jack up their cap space. They may have to cut him anyway. But I gave him 2 years, $60 million, and it worked out as like I added void years on. So it was like $15 million the first year, $20 million the second year, $25 million would be like the void hit at the end. And that was just kind of a best guess. I have no idea if that's like way too much for a guy that had a torn rotator cuff and hasn't played in a year. When we've also given Justin Fields $20 million a year for 2 years, like I feel like there's going to be some degree of Jets tax on this.
Yeah, I probably my least favorite of the 4 options. So, I haven't even thought about it. I haven't even kind of put pen to paper. So I'll defer to you, however you want to pay him out, man.
All right, so let's call it that. We'll do what did I say? 15 million, 20 million, 25 million. So now we've got $34 million to play with for outside free agents.
It's that takes a big chunk of money out.
It does. It takes a whole lot out. It's possible that number gets played with and maybe it's not as high. There's signing bonuses attributed and whatnot, but just for argument's sake, I think that's a fine number to kind of work on. I really like. What do you think of Rashawn Gary? There's a chance he could be cut by the Packers. They're $1 million over the salary cap right now. He's an $11 million cap savings. If traded, He would be on a 2-year contract, $19.5 million the first year and $21 million the second year. He's basically a 7.5 to 9 million, 7.5 to 9 sack guy a season. Can play the run. Played his high school ball 20 minutes from MetLife.
Yep. Jersey boy. Yeah, I love Rashawn Gary, the player, but if we're doing that, I mean, you're not. This is the hang up I have on it, right? $19.5 million to Rashawn Gary, $14 million already committed to, or 15 committed to JJ, right? On the 5th year option.
Yep. Yeah.
And then what's Will McDonald's salary?
Will McDonald's salary, you're looking at 1.6. He's a $5 million cap hit.
$5 million cap hit.
Yeah, so he's going to be like $3 million with $2 million of it. $3 million in like roster bonus and base salary.
That's not as bad as I thought. I thought he was going to be upwards of 10. Yeah, no, I like that idea. I do.
So
I like that idea, and I think he supplants. He probably supplants Will McDonald as a starting right edge in there.
Yeah, I like this a lot. I mean, I guess there's a situation where maybe they can add void years and drop some of this and make the salary not as painful. But for
how old is he now?
He's 29, going into his 29-year-old season, I guess. He might be 28.
You can add three. You can add 3 void years to it. Go ahead, man. Let's play around.
Rashawn Gary. All right. So let's go 3 void years. We'll call it, if we turn this to salary, what would it be? Like $2 million. And then the signing bonus becomes $16 million. I think is how that would work. Boom. So you're talking a cap hit of $6.7 million, and he's got no guaranteed money. So you could really, aside from like the signing bonus that you are actively giving him,
and the void years,
like this. Well, this prorated signing bonus now in the middle, that would be his new dead cap hit. So his dead cap hit next year, if we wanted to cut him in 2027, would be
9 and change.
It'd be like 12 or 13 million. Well, let's do that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
We got him for not a whole heck of a lot of money. We got 28 more million to play with. I'm going to throw up Eric's comment on here. Eric says, potential free agent guards out there. AVT, too many injuries. Simpson, dumb penalties. Both hit the road. Is there a guard player out there that you kind of like? I've only really strongly felt feelings for AVT or Simpson just to keep our line the same. I wasn't really like thinking outside stuff.
So I'm scouring right now real quick. Because I wish they had left and right together. But they don't. Oh, actually I think I can do it this way, yeah. I mean, there's some guys that I think I would entertain. There's no one that I'm dying to get. Like Ed Ingram, I think had a renaissance year last year. He's a, he's a right guard, powerful guy. It took him a little while to come around. I think I'd entertain him. Joe Batonio and Wyatt Teller, I think, are great, but they're 35 and 32 respectfully. Probably not going to go down that road. I'm just, like I said, I'm a real quick glance here. Are you interested in Cole Strange?
Not really. I laughed too hard when the Patriots took him, so.
Yeah, not really, right? I'm not interested in Daniel Falele. I'm looking at guys that are 27 or younger. I'm not very interested in Dylan Parham, even though he does give you a little bit of center flexibility. Brady Christensen's an interesting one. And the reason why I say is because, he's a little bit older. He's 30. But he hasn't been in the league. He just finished his first contract. He was an older guy because he's a BYU kid, did his Mormon mission before he, did all that stuff. But why he's interesting is he gives you legit 5 position flexibility. So could I bring in a guy like that, and have him be my, my backup interior guy? Yeah, I could do that, and then draft another guy later on. So I'd say on the higher end, I'd say Ed Ingram. On the lower end, Brady Christensen. That's about it.
I like keeping our own guys in this particular offseason that we're running. So, Eric, good call out. We'll keep this rolling. We got $28.6 million. We probably want to address. We addressed our defensive line, right? We have Briggs coming back. We've got we restructured Phillips. We brought in Rashawn Gary. You got to get a linebacker. You got to get a safety, I think. Those are kind of the 2 other key spots for me.
I think linebacker, I think safety, I think wide receiver, I think tight end are the spots that you can look. You're probably only gonna bring in one big name of all that, or one higher end guy, one guy that you're gonna pay, and then you're gonna be shopping at what I love to call the dented can aisle, for the specials.
If we're not looking in the dented can aisle for one position, what one position would you kind of think of as far as linebacker, safety, tight end, and wide receiver?
Yeah.
For me, wide receiver is I would like to go draft wide receiver. I don't really want to go free agent wide receiver. Yeah. I don't know where you stand.
Full disclosure, I really liked your and I think it's the right call to target Cam Curl like you did in yours. So we're gonna stay away from that one, just to for sake of being different.
Sure.
But I will say I think that's a phenomenal way to go about it. The tight end position is just so weird. Because you just drafted Mason Taylor, you just signed you re-signed Jeremy Ruckert, albeit small money, but you're probably not shopping at the top of the food chain in terms of the free agent for tight end. I just don't think there's a lot of free agent wide receivers unless a guy like Michael Pittman gets cut.
That sounds like it's gonna happen. Unless he's traded.
Yeah, I could entertain that for sure. But I'm gonna go to the linebacker room and I'm gonna go back, I think, to Green Bay and offer a contract for Quay Walker. I think, at 26 years old, he's a bigger, he's a big. Are you looking at the Michael Pittman?
Michael Pittman projected contract $29 million. I'm out on that. That's too much money for me.
Yeah, but if he gets cut, that's a whole different story.
No. That's his market value, 2 years.
If he gets cut,
unless that's. Yeah, no, his current contract is $23 million. So this is like if he were to be cut, that's what they're projecting he would get on the open market. That's
gotcha.
More than I want to spend on that. Okay, so who are you saying?
Quay Walker, linebacker from Green Bay. He's a free agent. They're letting him walk. There's obvious reasons to it. He didn't have the best year last year. Kind of. I don't know if he just lost. I don't know if he lost a little bit of juice or whatnot. But at 6'4", 245 pounds, he fits that mold of that big type of linebacker that we're missing. Right. I think he's interchangeable, like between him and Sherwood. I think you could play Quay at the mic and have Sherwood play more Will. Or even on the Sam if you're going to do those 4-3, if you're going to have some of those 3-4 sets, you have them both playing the inside. He also gives you upwards to 10 to 15% of snaps on special teams as well. So I think that there's a place for a big linebacker in this team. He's the guy if I'm paying. And it's not going to be in the safety room, which I really do like. I think he's probably the guy I'm going to pay. Devin Lloyd's going to cost way too much. I think Quay Walker you could probably get somewhere in the realm of 3 for 27.
So this one has him 3 for 25 on Spot Track is kind of what they're projecting. So you want to do 3 for 27 or 3 for 25? What are you thinking?
Yeah, 327. That's what I was at.
So let's do how we want to structure this.
I would give him, like I said, I would just give him whatever half of that. What's half of 27? Just say 14. I'd give him 14% in the signing bonus.
And then we'll do, so what would that be?
Base minimum, real cheap year one and up and up.
Call it $3 million. What does my math do? That's 17. That's got to be 10 and 10. What would it just be? 5 and 5? Is that actually, is that math?
I would probably even go less than 3.
Probably do 1 point. I think base salary would have to be 1.3.
1.3. 1.3 is base.
So then we'll call it
5 and then
what is 8 ish. Be a little bit more, but we'll call it that for the sake of easy math. Boom. We got our linebacker. So you didn't want to go with Anzalone. I feel like a lot of Jet fans are kind of feeling the Jets may be going the Detroit route. Any thoughts to either Detroit or Denver with the Muji connection and the Glenn connection?
Like I said, I think Ife Melifonwu, the safety that played with Glenn in Detroit, opposite Kirby Smart, and then last year in Miami with the Duke of defense, Brian Duker. That might be the Miami. That might be the Detroit or the connection that they could go probably cheap because it's a little bit of a cheaper route.
How do you spell his name?
Melifonwu. God, Ryan. Meli Fonwu.
Fonwu. Let's see if that's. Nope, Spot Track didn't like that. Chat, help us out. Give us a spelling.
I'll get it for you. Ife Melifonwu. It is Melifonwu.
All right. Market value has him at 3.7 million for 2 years. So 7 million, 7.3 is what they're calling it. I like that. He's still
I think he's probably at that age, at that rate, even if you bumped it up, was that 2 years, 8 million?
Yeah.
That's not breaking the bank. And if that ends up being third, safety material, or maybe he pushes Malachi Moore, for the starting role, if you don't draft another safety, call it a day.
Yeah, we'll call it 3 and 5.
Yeah, perfect.
Boom. Got a safety. We've added a linebacker. Other free agents that we're kind of kicking around, because I feel like we got to spend this $21 million. Got to be able to. Got to try and put the best team out on the field.
I think you can have a discussion also about a cornerback.
I do think corner is going to be a need. I think we need at least depth. I don't know how much I want to overly invest, whether by draft pick or by dollars and cents. Was there someone you kind of had in mind as a cornerback that might fit the bill?
No, not necessarily. You're definitely going to want somebody who has that, that man, that press man ability. So my thought process on the cornerback room, our cornerback room as it stands, right? I think our top 3 are pretty set.
Yep.
For this year. I think there needs to be some competition for Brandon Stevens. I think there needs to be some competition for Jarvis Brownlee, although I think they probably will both keep the jobs this year.
Yep.
I think Quantez Stiggers could transition to becoming, just like a special team ace and probably more of a safety, because remember, he was drafted by the previous regime. He's much more of a cover 4, cover 3 cornerback. Not really fit for press man. Now, Amik Robertson is a guy that I know has been talked about as one of Aaron Glenn's guys. I think 𝐀𝐟𝐼R𝐤 is another guy that I really like. Do they have Melifonwu here? They have Melifonwu.
They do. They have him listed as a corner.
Interesting.
I usually filter by percentage of snap percentage. I feel like that's a good way to find who's been playing more consistently. We could filter by age or by guaranteed salary or something like that if we want.
I don't know. What are your thoughts? Like,
I haven't really put a whole ton of energy into the cornerback room, but Amik Robertson with the Lions connection, maybe that's the route they go.
I think Alontae Taylor is another guy who I think is pretty good. Former Tennessee Volunteer and New Orleans Saint. I'm surprised they let him walk. He might be their best cornerback. I think he gives you a little bit of versatility inside and outside, and can definitely hang and play press.
That's a lot more Alantes than I thought would be popping up on there.
There he is.
$11.2 million a year.
Yeah, that's too much.
That's a little rich for what I was thinking.
Yeah, me too.
Other free agent corners. Let's see. I'm just curious what Amik Robertson would get. Let's see if that's $4 million a pop.
Yeah, and here's another interesting one.
Mm-hmm.
Cordell Flott from the Giants.
Interesting. 25 years old. I don't know. The Giants did not have a good secondary. Was he someone that I have not watched?
He took over. He took over for Deonte Banks.
So they got him pretty high, $9.5 million.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. He had a good season. He was very, very. I don't know if I'm paying that for. I much more rather go. To be honest with you, I'd look to maybe bring in Amik Robertson and reunite, Brandon Eccles back into the building, something along those lines, like really going bottom of the barrel depth guys.
Let's do that. We'll go. Oops. Amik Robertson. Call it $4 million a year. I'm not even gonna play with it too much. Boom. And then you think Eccles?
Yeah. And he's a 1 year, 3 million.
He looks like he might be under contract.
Oh, really? Did he sign 2 years in Pittsburgh?
Brandon Eccles. Yeah, he's under contract.
I didn't want him anyway.
Yeah, how about that guy? Boo. 18 million. Chat, anyone you guys are leaning towards that you'd like to see the Jets maybe bring in? Let us know. We've got 18 million to play with. We've already accounted for our rookie draft pool. That's why you see Nick Folk at $15.8 million. It's not actually paying that much for a kicker.
Hey Ryan, one more. Can you check the cornerback? Wait, we just signed Amik Robertson. That's fine.
Let's see other positions. Should we pull up the tight end room? See if there's something that's like jumping at us.
I'm curious. What does Spotrac have Joseph Osai at, the edge rusher for the Bengals? OSS AI.
OSS
AI. Yeah.
Market value $9.2 million. 36 million on 4 years.
Okay. I got one more edge rusher that I think would really, really make sense. Actually, two more that would really, really make sense. But I want them to fit. I don't want to spend a bunch. Kingsley Enagbare. Enagbare. 𝐂𝐻𝐟𝐼𝐥𝐢𝐴RE.
I see the chat saying John Franklin Myers. I'm just curious. Ooh, they have him at 8 million. JFM.
Yeah, John Franklin Myers isn't coming back here, man.
Okay.
He's just not. I would, I would like him as much as anyone. He ain't coming back here.
What was the name? King
Enagbare. ENAGBARE.
That is not the correct spelling.
All right. Yeah, EANG.
EANG.
N egg B like boy ARE. And the other one I'm thinking of, again, transition into a 3-4 here, is 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐃 Trial.
What did I do? Where's my click on things? Sorry, say that again.
𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐃 Trial, former
yeah,
Giant.
I liked him.
Yeah. I mean, if you're thinking about they're going to transition to more of a 3-4 guy, Ojulari might make some sense.
Let's say, I'm just going to click that one real quick. I got that there. We'll call his market value. He's low, 1.7 million a year. I like that.
Yeah,
and
he's young. I think he's only 26.
Yeah. He's really young.
I'd probably bring him in for some more depth. Again, it takes some positions, with between offensive tackle and edge rusher. They're not priority positions that you have to worry about now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Kingsley, that's the other one. Let's see where he's at. Market value 6 million. 2 years, 6 million a pop. Do you have a preference on one versus the other?
I think 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐃 Trial will give you. I mean, they're different.
Mm-hmm.
𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐃 Trial is more of a pass rush specialist kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's the guy that you throw opposite Will McDonald on those NASCAR packages,
mm-hmm.
and you let them just get at the quarterback. And Kingsley's, much more in the mold of JJ and Rashawn Gary. So
maybe the cheaper route with Aziz.
Yeah, sure. And
I'd
bring, I'd even jack that up a little bit. I'd do 2 for $5.
Go 2 for $5. Boom. Still got 17 million. We've got some more money to spend if there's something we want.
You want to bring in another quarterback? You want to draft a quarterback? Right now you have Derek Carr.
Yeah.
You have the kid that you signed from Cleveland, and
you got Zappy, right?
Yeah, Zappy. I mean, is he making a roster?
Eh.
Brady Cook, is he making a roster?
Nah. I mean,
I'm gonna hold off from. I'll tell you this much. I'm gonna hold off from signing JFM because I think you can, with what we have already, I think you can definitely draft some interior defensive linemen.
I agree.
Let's see what the quarterback room looks like, and then we'll move it along.
There's tight ends if we want to consider a tight end.
Oh yeah, forgot about that. We still need a third tight end, right?
Yeah. Let's see if there are any guys that jump out.
Yeah, there's one for me.
Adam Troutman would be the
𝐂𝐻𝐿 or 𝐂𝐻𝐬𝐿.
Mm-hmm.
I think both of those guys jump out at me. They could be relatively young, relatively cheap. I think 𝐂𝐻𝐿 might get more money than.
Says 8 million. So 3 for 24. What was the other one?
𝐂𝐻𝐿 Okonkwo. OKONKWO. Tennessee.
Boom, got him. What? Tell me that's not the right name? Maybe they have them.
There it is.
Market value. So they're both like 8 million ish. Do you think that's too much for a tight end for us?
How much money do we have to play with?
I mean, we've got some money. We've got 17 million.
Yeah, I'd bring in Cade Otton 3 for 24.
All right. Let's go
I would.
Cade. I will say, just for easy math.
I think you give him. No, I think you got to give him. Well, you could do it that way.
Spread it out. We'll go. Let's go 4 million. We'll go 6 million. Use this 10, 14, or maybe we do 12, 12 and 8. 12 million. We'll do 8 million here. There we go. That gets us like 20.
Perfect. And then we can keep the rest to play with a rainy day. I think we're good.
Yeah, we got some in-season moves we can make. I want to go back over to here. Let's see if we can ignore this cap number at the top. But let's go next. What is this? This is trade offers. So trade Tucker, send Breece Hall for pick 62. Seattle wants Breece Hall for 64. 𝐉𝐄𝐄 for pick 44. I don't think I'm making any of these.
Go to the draft, man.
Yeah, Breece for a second, I would probably do, but we're gonna skip this for right now. Restricted free agent tenders. Okay, so that's where they were. God, I guess it does let you do that. Xavier Newman. Did you have Cam Jones? We'll do none for that one. Interesting. Oh, these guys are re-signing. Interesting. All right, we're just going to continue to draft. Full draft, 7 rounds. Let's start. Let's see where this goes.
Let's rock.
Start. So Fernando Mendoza off the board. What do we think we do here? Wide receiver feels like our biggest glaring need at this point, with us bringing in a good amount of edge presence.
Edge rushers. Yeah. I would say either wide receiver or Caleb Downs. One of the two. I'll defer to you.
So I know you and I have talked a little bit behind the scenes. I kind of really like the idea of going Carnell Tate, like a lot.
Let's rock.
Yeah, let's go with Carnell Tate here.
Vertical presence, a great route runner. Ohio State, through and through. So that they're going to come in ready to play football.
So, of course, Mekhi Lemon does fall to us in this particular mock. Peter Woods, 14th in the power rankings. You've got Caden McDonald in there. Ty Simpson is available. I do think Ty Simpson is going to be in a heavy discussion at this spot. I don't want to go that direction. But
yeah, I don't want to go that. I agree with you, and more than likely, if the Jets are on the clock, that's where they're going. But I don't necessarily want to go that route.
Okay.
I'm much more because, and here's my concern, and I'll just be honest.
Yeah.
Is how high of a pick in round 1 precludes you from dipping your toes back into an early pick next year?
Yes.
Which I think that's the goal, right?
I completely agree.
Listen, at this point with Derek Carr as my quarterback, you're taking BPA straight down the freaking board.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever your BPA is. Of these guys here,
Peter Woods would be the top one. And then
Peter Woods would probably be my top one.
Mm-hmm.
Although
CJ Allen is a little bit further back. But
we just signed Quay Walker.
Yeah, so how necessary is linebacker early on? D tackle. I mean, we got to
Right.
shore up the middle. Got to stop the run.
I think the conversation, honestly, for me,
Mm-hmm.
goes between D tackle, and it might not even include Peter Woods. He'll be in the discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Peter Woods, Caleb Banks,
Banks is
Lee
a stud.
Hunter.
Man, he's just
Yeah,
so good.
Lee
I'm
Hunter.
shocked he's not like on here. He's further down.
He's
They
probably a
got
little
him.
lower. You know, the guy I think that you talk about. I know people aren't going to like this so much, but I'm being honest. 𝐉𝐄𝐄, the shit-kicking guard from Penn State, who now just plugs in at left guard, and gives you a Penn State centric left side of the offensive line that counterbalance each other very well, because
Tippmann goes back to
is
center.
Tippmann would go back to center in this situation, yes. And then you have AVT at right guard, but Ioane, I think he's maybe one of the best interior offensive linemen that I've ever scouted. He's number 8 on my board. But I don't know if it's a necessary evil to, like I said, I like the idea of Tippmann at guard.
Mm-hmm.
So for that reason, I'd probably lean towards the defensive lineman here. But when you're talking about like best player available for me, that's in this situation, it's Ioane.
So do we want to go Woods or we want to go Banks?
I have Woods higher.
Let's go Woods.
Yeah, all right. Let's go Peter Woods. At 16, it's good value. Not terrible value.
Simpson off the board for the Steelers pick.
And 𝐉𝐄𝐄 just went off the board too. So did Lee Hunter.
Top
and we're up
the
at 32.
board,
Huh?
Colton Hood. You got
great
Toledo
corner
safety as well. McNeil Warren.
Yeah, this is probably where I'm. Like I said, you're looking to see who slipped.
Regnon's still there. There's a bunch of good guys at the top of this round.
Yeah, so I'll say this: I think Colton Hood's going to be my highest ranked player left on the board.
Mm-hmm.
He's my 17th ranked player in the class. I have him one spot ahead of Caleb Banks.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be a guy that Aaron Glenn likes. Like, he plays Aaron Glenn type of football. Big, not super big, maybe a hair under 6 feet tall, but physical press coverage. I think there's a couple other guys like that you can draft later on. I don't know if you need to spend here. Whereas EMW, Emmanuel McNeil Warren, he comes in and he's a starter. You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter who you have in that defensive backfield. You have now him and Melifonwu that can play some safety. You have Malachi Moore, and they're all versatile. They can all play in the box. They can play some slot. They can play some overhang, single high. So that's the way I would go. I would probably go towards Emmanuel McNeil Warren.
I like that. I'm fine with it. We'll roll that route. And then we got another pick coming up very shortly. So we'll see if any of these guys kind of hang around. So Pons from Indiana is top corner on the board. You got Golday, outside linebacker, our Mason Thomas.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, Ryan, I don't know what this app does. Is there a function to trade? There is a trade function, right?
We got 4 trade options available. So,
because I think a trade down here makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, when I'm thinking of like all like our picks too, like I think we should move down from one of them. Like in my mind, I'd love to like trade down from 2, trade up from 16, trade down from 33. I got like all this whole roadmap in my head. All right, so if we're trading down, we could go to pick 48 and get a future pick. We could go to pick 50 and get 118. Go pick 49 and get a future, or pick 54 and get a future. So none of them really gets us the 3rd round pick that we're looking for. 118, I believe that's the 4th round.
4th. But what are you dropping? 4 spots for a 4th round pick? I'm comfortable with that.
6 spots, and that would be with Detroit.
From 44 to what?
44 to 50, and we're picking up 118.
Yeah, screw it. Let's do it.
All right, we're doing it. We're trading down. Get that value. All right.
Back on the clock.
Back on the clock.
So,
Omar Cooper, top wide receiver.
Yeah, I mean, he shouldn't still be on this board.
Jeremy Bernard, Alabama.
It's a no-brainer right here to take Omar Cooper. He should not still be on the board. I don't care if we drafted Carnell Tate in the 1st.
Mm-hmm.
You can play Omar Cooper in your slot and have him be your Debo ball, yards after the catch guy.
I'll admit I completely forgot that we took Carnell Tate at 2. In this example, in my mind, I've been so prepped to go wide receiver. Yeah, I mean, what's the other pressing need we got? We got our wide receiver at 2. We've got our D tackle at
offensive
16.
lineman. You need an offensive lineman.
Yep.
You need
cornerback
depth.
Would be the top.
He's a center. He's a center coming off of an ACL. This might be a little rich for him.
So let's not touch that. I actually like Logan Jones later on.
Yeah, me too.
We've got.
I mean, Blake Miller. He would be. He would. Yeah, but we just paid 𝐂𝐻𝐿.
That's true. Running back.
Yeah, so tight end.
It's running back.
Running back could come into play here. Yeah. Can you click on the running backs?
Yeah, let's go running back tab. So Price, Coleman,
Johnson. So here's the funny thing. All right, Ernest Johnson by far is my Emmett Johnson by far is my highest ranked running back. Jadarian Price is close. Emmett Johnson is the closest thing I think we'll find to Breece Hall. I don't know if he'll have the same top end speed as early pre-knee injury Breece Hall, but he's the closest thing that you'll find to him. Like, he's going to affect the game in the pad. Like, he's a phenomenal out of the backfield catching the ball. Very reliable on the ground. I mean, he ran for almost 1,500 yards last year. He's an outside zone kind of scheme guy. One cut and go. That's Emmett Johnson. Jadarian Price, though, has a speed thing. Like, he's got a gear, that is, it's something. I am just questioning. This is my honest assessment, is that I just don't know if he's going to be able to hang as a full-time 3-down running back. He won't have to do it this year, but if Breece walks in next year, I just don't know. Jadarian Price to me is a guy who's like the perfect speed complement to a committee. Now, that might be what Aaron Jones wants, right? Or Aaron Glenn wants, because he saw it up in Detroit. How you have that Montgomery and Gibbs kind of combo just run and kill you. So if you're thinking that model, Jadarian Price. If you're thinking let's replicate Breece Hall, it's Emmett Johnson. So I will leave it to you.
Well, let's do this. Let's say Breece probably is only on the team for 1 year, so we'll go Emmett Johnson. That'll be the deciding factor for this one. I'm good either way, to be perfectly honest. I think Braylon Allen, there's obviously you're hoping to see him bounce back, but you got him under contract for this year and next year. Same thing with Isaiah Davis. We sit in this long run of players coming off the board.
Yep.
I'm thinking we look at quarterback at 103. Let's see what's sitting around. Nussmeier and Allar are both still here. Klubnik, Robertson, Taylene Green, Cole Payton. So there's enough there to like it. What's our pick after 103? Do we have
We just got the Atlanta pick.
Yeah, we got 118 still. So we don't
I
necessarily
don't think
have.
you need to. I don't think quarterback's a necessity right here. You know, of the two of these guys, I'd probably take. I'd roll the dice on Alar,
Mhm.
or wait and take like a Cole Payton, who's very very developmental.
So let's
You know,
hold
but
off.
I think
If we
okay.
got some guys.
I
Skylar
think we
Bell out of
can.
UConn, pretty good.
I mean, I think he's a good. You know, he would be a good slot guy. I mean, Brian Parker's here. I like Brian Parker a lot. No, he was a left tackle in college that is going to transition and be probably a center at the next level.
Mhm.
Very similar to Graham Barton.
Logan
To
Jones
me,
here
I
too.
think that's
Bam.
I think Brian Parker offers you a little bit more versatility because he can play all three of the interior spots and some
Okay.
tackle in a pinch. So, and I have him ranked higher, so I would go Brian Parker.
Brian Parker, it is. Let's see. Logan Jones just went off. Let's see if any of these quarterbacks pop off right here. Nussmeier just went. I would think this spot we go the quarterback and take Alar.
Yeah, go ahead.
God, man, you're banking on like the offense just being complete dog shit at Penn State and like the coaching being bad and who knows, high upside kind of guy. Klubnik off the board there.
Mike Washington Jr. off the board there too. He's a great running back. The chat seems to be very confused on why we took a running back.
Yeah, well, based on our free agency and everything and the amount of picks we had, there's not like we have a lot of money. And we got a lot of picks. And we're gonna need something. You know. Yeah. I think running back's gonna be a pick at some point that's probably higher than, but we traded down, didn't we? And we got that extra pick. That was kind of the
correct. I think wide receiver. We look here, wide receiver. I think you can continue looking in the defensive backfield. You know, whether it's corner or safety.
Not a lot at the top here for corner or safety.
Well, I mean, click on the wide receiver tab first.
Wide receivers. Stribling, Roberts, Anderson, Virgil, Key, Young, Anthony II.
Interesting one, I think. Well, Vinny Anthony, I think, played very well. He's a Wisconsin kid. He played very well down in Mobile. The interesting one here, and I'm not suggesting that we take him here, is that Barian Brown that's underneath Vinny Anderson?
It is, yeah.
Yes. I think he's a great fucking player. You know, he's been pretty successful. He's going to be a slot guy. He can help return kicks. We did not sign Ewenu, so
I'm good with it. Oh, we drafted him, I think. Or no, we didn't draft him. Did we draft? Oh yeah, no, we got multiple picks. We got 175 we took. Now we're back up at 178.
Yeah, I mean, linebacker, DB, cornerback, doesn't matter.
Let's go linebacker.
Caleb Elams or from TCU. Probably my highest ranked guy that would be left here. I have a top 100 grade on him. I know I'm a little bit higher than most, but he's a bigger guy. I think he moves very, very well. Not only coming downhill in the phone booth, but a little bit of side to side. Probably a depth guy. Again, remember, we signed Quay Walker. We re-signed Cam Jones. You know, we have Maya Noah. You know, you want to bring him in to compete with one of those guys, I'm all for it. Red Murdoch's another fun one, to be honest with you. I haven't gotten fully through his film, so I don't have any eval grade on him yet, but
I mean, just from looking at his strengths, NCAA career record 17 forced fumbles, 30 career tackles for a loss.
University of Buffalo.
Cold weather
Small
guy.
school guy.
Weaknesses: lacks athleticism for NFL coverage, 2-down linebacker profile, can't cover running backs or tight ends in space, limited speed limitations, cap value, group of 5 competition level. Modern NFL requires coverage ability, may struggle for spread concepts. Is the this particular scouting report on Murdoch. You wanted Caleb?
Yep.
Boom. We're doing it. Let's see if we can see what our recap looks like right now. So ours. This isn't telling ours. Draft results. I don't know if this. Trying to figure out how this works. Oh, I guess that's the full draft. Let's see what it's given us. Is it giving us a grade yet? We got a B minus. That might just be round 1 though. We're gonna go back into the draft and see where we're at. Okay, we're at pick 193. Sam Roush, top tight end on the board. A lot of the quarterbacks.
I think he's
Jalen Green and Sawyer.
Yeah,
Roberts.
I still think you need to get some more defensive backs.
All right. Let's take a look at that.
Who did we draft at wide receiver? Belo in the chat is bugging out. We drafted Barrion Brown and Carnell Tate, correct?
Yeah, those are the 2 we got.
Yeah.
I wish it would show us like our individual recap. Oh wait, look at the depth chart. That's not going to have everything we got, but let's see. Show us at the bottom. No. Let's see what this shows. So yeah, it doesn't have the ones we added in over the cap, but Carnell Tate, Barrion Brown, added Emmett Johnson and Drew Allar. On defense, we added Peter Woods. Got Caleb. I'm not even going to pronounce that last name. Got the safety. So we could probably use. Did we pay safety in free agency? What was our spending on free agency?
Melifonwu.
So that we could use another safety. I feel like
if we could use another cornerback too.
Could use corner. Okay. So let's look secondary. That's really where it feels like we're lacking here. Can I select both? Yes, it'll let me select both. Okay. Prysock, Dixon,
Belo. We didn't draft Cooper. We talked about drafting him. We did not draft Cooper.
Ah, yeah, that's where he's confused. All right, so top guys on the board are Prysock, Dixon, Demings would be the top 3 corners, and then Spears Jennings and Fitzgerald would be the next 2 safeties. Any feeling one way or the other?
Well, Dennings is a cornerback from Stephen F. Austin.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going depth guy, right? Let me look at my notes on his film stuff.
Yeah, what round are we in right now? We're in. Just says the actual pick. I think 192 is 6th round.
Yeah, he's 6 foot and 1/2 inches, like 6 feet and a half inch, 190 pounds. Stephen S. Awesome combination, long arms, range, can turn, run, rubber ground. Asked to play a lot of press man on an island. He's the kind of guy that you throw the dart here.
All right,
I have no problem taking him.
Dart thrown at Charles Jennings. Got pick 207. Let's see how many more picks we got. I think we got 2. Okay, so we got 218. Was there a 2?
Yeah, I think there's.
We got 3
there's. Yeah, but they're not all. This isn't accurate with the picks, I don't believe.
Yeah, no. Well, I think 207, 218, and 242 are all accurate.
All right.
I'm pretty sure. We'll run it.
Whatever you want to do, Rye.
So let's go.
We're pushing up here at we're pushing up here at 10:30.
Yeah. Okay. Let's rip through this. So let's go. Want to go BPA at safety?
Yeah, Fitzgerald, the kid out of USC, is fine.
Boom. We'll go that.
I actually think he went back to school, but
that's baloney.
I could be wrong on that.
Can't believe they lied to us.
Let's go to the quarterback room again. Let's see if we can find
Th Green.
A dart throw. Th Green, take him.
Let's go. Let's have some fun. Are they not going to let me draft my kicker? Is that what this is telling me right here?
Yeah, probably. They're smart. Get another offensive lineman depth, defensive lineman depth, something like that.
Let's see. Let's go. Defense. What do you think about Nick Barrett?
Go to the defensive lineman. Go to the defensive lineman.
Nick Barrett, Aaron Graves, Ethan Burke, Caleb Proctor. Devin Eastern, Jordan Vandenberg.
Aaron Graves is, well, he's probably, I mean, he's definitely my highest ranked guy. I mean, I got a late 3rd round grade on him. Late 3rd, early 4th. But he's very similar to what you already drafted Peter Woods. I guess that doesn't matter.
Don't care. We're going value, baby. Look at our offseason grade. Look at that. The Dom C and Ryan. A+ grade. And that's without us plugging in some of our other stuff that we did in Over the Cap. So we'll go back to Over the Cap, recap a little bit of what we did. So we cut Justin Fields, June 1st cut. We re-signed Cam Jones, Jawan Briggs, and Breece Hall to exclusive free agent, restricted free agent, and franchise tags. We brought back Max Mitchell, Kalen Saunders, Okorafor, AVT. The Nick Folk contract is allocated for the rookie pool. That's what it's going to cost to sign all our draft picks. So it's not actually that. So we do still need a kicker technically. But we've got $17 million to play with still, or $14 million to play with beyond that. We got Derek Carr as our quarterback. We traded for Rashawn Gary from the Packers. He was going to be a cap casualty. We were able to throw a late round pick for him, which I guess we didn't account for when we made one extra pick. So the guy that went back to school, that'll wind up being the pick we traded for Rashawn Gary. Quay Walker comes in at linebacker. Melon Fonwu at safety follows Glenn and Duker over here.
Yeah, he's like that Isaiah Oliver kind of flexible, slot corner safety fit.
You got Amik Robertson. It's our other corner. Azeez Ojulari comes in as some edge depth on a pretty low contract, and Cade Otton got some tight end action. So we got a pretty good tight end room. I'll be honest. Like if you could pull up a Cade Otton in free agency, I don't hate this. Got $14 million, and it's still with basically $110 million in 2027. And then draft pick wise, so you're looking at like Derek Carr, Drew Allar, and Th Green would be your 3 quarterbacks. Brady Cook can get launched into the sun at this point.
That's a rough room. That's a really rough quarterback room.
There's a lot of room for growth. A lot of growth.
Yeah. A lot of issues clearly could happen there. But
I don't know why they didn't give us Th Green. We clearly drafted him, and he's not even listed as 3rd quarterback.
That's okay. We know
Brady Cook is our starter, according to this. Running back room, you got Breece, Isaiah Davis, and Braylon. Receivers,
and we drafted Emmett Johnson.
That's right. So I don't know why it's not showing us like the full long press to drag reorder. Oh, that's what it's doing. I don't know if that's.
You know what? For all those who are complaining that we had too much stuff in the running back room, maybe we decide to move Breece at the before the deadline, right?
I think
shop him off.
Breece at the deadline could definitely happen.
Yeah, or maybe what's his face doesn't come back from that knee injury so well.
Yeah, I mean, our running back room, if Brees is not on this roster, is very suspect. Like, I like Isaiah Davis, but like, we don't know what Braylon Allen's going to be for next year. And if Brees has the potential to get moved, you have to prioritize running back at some point. I don't hate the idea of trading Brees to move up from pick 16 if that was an option. I think that could be in the conversation. Receiver wise, we're looking pretty good at the top end of our depth chart. We've got Garrett Wilson, Carnell Tate, and Adonai Mitchell as our top three. And then we added Barian Brown. And then I guess it would be probably Arian Smith and John Mechie would be thrown in there. Tight end, it's not even
Or
like,
Isaiah Williams. You got some depth pieces there.
Yeah. Tight end room, Mason Taylor, Jeremy Ruckert, and it was 𝐂𝐻𝐿 brought in free agency. Left tackle, obviously Olu, right tackle Membu, but then we brought back Okorafor and Max Mitchell. Interior, we have AVT, Tippmann, and who did we draft? We drafted a lineman.
We drafted Ryan Parker Jr. Ryan Parker II, I mean.
That's right.
Who will compete with Josh Myers for the starting role as a rookie.
Yeah, I don't hate that. On the defensive side, I feel like the defense has really been revamped a lot with just going back to, if our down linemen are Woods and Rashawn Gary and is it JJ you think would be the 3 down linemen? And then on the outside, you're probably looking Will McDonald and who am I missing? In the center, we've got Quay Walker. We've got Sherwood. Was it be Ojulari on the other side? Would it be Aziz? Is that how our depth worked out?
Jermaine and Will, or Jermaine and Rashawn Gary, your starters, with Will and Aziz as your depth, your backup.
But like as far as outside linebackers, if you're going like 3-4, would those two be standing up, you think? Most likely.
Yep.
So linebacker wise, we got some good guys in the building. Cornerback wise, you've got Stevens, you've got Brownlee, you've got AZ Thomas as your starters. Stigger's coming back. And then we also added in
Amik Robertson.
Emmanuel McNeil Warren came in the safety room. Emin Wari is also in the safety room from over the cap.
Emmanuel McNeil Warren, not Emin Wari.
Oh, wow. Yeah. What am I fucking saying? I'm saying that crazy name that I couldn't spell before. Melon Fonwu. That's the other crazy words salad that I was trying to pronounce. Yeah, hey, you know what? I think we did all right.
I like this.
Take an A+ there.
Listen, if you can get away, if you can get out of here with the Carnell Tate and a free agency, you make a trade for Rashawn Gary. In free agency, you bring in a legitimate pass weapon at the tight end position, another one to play next to Mason Taylor and 𝐂𝐻𝐿. If your quarterbacks are worth half their weight in salt, you're gonna have a good season.
Yeah, I think this is a roster that could compete with, like, at least keep you competitive in games. I don't know if you're going to be winning a whole crazy ton with Derek Carr or Drew Aller at the top of your depth chart, but if you can get to, do you think 8 wins saves Glenn's job? Do you think that's kind of the mark he'd have to get to?
I don't know, man.
Might be an eyeball test too.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think 8 wins with this roster or with this schedule coming up is going to be a challenge. I kind of am looking at the future here, and I'm predicting I think 5 wins is what I would circle us in for right now. With this roster,
until free agency is done, I won't put a projection on it, but unless the quarterback somehow is, you trade for Joe Burrow, I have little faith that Aaron Glenn's going to see year 3.
Yeah, I think the quarterback's going to be a very challenging hurdle for us to overcome. We're not a very attractive landing spot. Coach is probably on the hot seat. Could be gone mid-season even. But we'll see. Guys, let us know your thoughts on this mock offseason down below in the comment section. Dom, any last words?
66 days till draft or something like that. That's a good word. Looking forward to it, man. Got a lot coming on. Well, first round mock out on my channel, Project Prospect. Check it out tomorrow morning. It premieres at 8 a.m.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. Dom, I'll be sitting there watching that as well. Boys and girls, thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you'd like to join the Talking Jets draft party, night one of the NFL draft, we'll be streaming it live, but we'll be doing a live show down in Hoboken. If you want to hang out with us, $25 gets you in the building and gets you a drink ticket. You're going to get $5 draft beers, $5 well drinks, and half-price apps all night long. Myself, O'Leary, and Green Bean are going to be there. Dom might be joining us virtually through the internet magic that we have with video chat. We'll have the cam going as well for the live reactions. I absolutely love it. Boys and girls, it's been a lot of fun hanging out with you guys. This is Talking Jets. Signing off. JETS.